The story behind Nvidia's success. When you think of the world's biggest tech giants, companies like Apple, Microsoft, or Google might come to mind. But what if I told you there's another name that's not only in their league, but has actually surpassed them? This is a company that didn't even exist before 1993, yet today, its technology powers everything from blockbuster games to life-saving research and the AI tools shaping our future. How do they pull this off? What's the secret sauce behind their meteoric rise? Stick around, because this story has everything: humble beginnings, groundbreaking innovations, and the kind of visionary leadership that rewrites the rules of the game. The humble beginnings. So, let's rewind to 1993. Three guys, Jensen Huang, Curtis Priam, and Chris Malachowski, decide to start a company. Not in some fancy Silicon Valley office, but in a tiny rented apartment. Classic startup move, right? But these weren't just dreamers. They had a specific idea. Computers needed more power, especially for graphics. Back then, CPUs were doing all the heavy lifting, and honestly, they were struggling. Gaming, simulations, anything visually intense, it was like trying to sprint through quicksand. Now, Jensen Huang, let me tell you, this guy has quite a backstory. Before Nvidia, he worked as a microprocessor designer at AMD. But, fun fact, long before that, he was a waiter's assistant at a Denny's diner. Imagine going from serving pancakes to pioneering cutting-edge tech. That's a glow-up if I've ever seen one. So, the three of them got together, likely fueled by caffeine and big ideas, and started building what would eventually become Nvidia. But here's the twist. They didn't even have a name at first. Their project files were labeled Next Version, which, let's be honest, isn't exactly marketable. They wanted something that screamed innovation and envy-worthy tech. After a bit of brainstorming, they stumbled upon the Latin word Nvidia. It means envy, and it clicked. From the name to the logo, Nvidia was basically telling the world, you'll want what we're making next. But here's the best part. This wasn't just about a cool name or logo. The founders knew they were onto something big. They envisioned a world where GPUs would take over tasks that CPUs just weren't built for. And this focus on innovation, it's what set them apart from day one. What started in that small apartment would go on to change not just gaming, but AI, medicine, and even space exploration. Invention of the GPU. 1999 was the year Nvidia dropped a bombshell on the tech world. They unveiled the GeForce 256. And, trust me, this wasn't just another computer chip. It was the world's first graphics processing unit, or GPU. What made it so special? Well, up until then, your computer's CPU was doing everything. Running the operating system, processing data, and even handling graphics. It was like expecting one person to cook dinner, clean the house, and write a novel all at once. The GeForce 256 changed all of that. It introduced something called parallel processing, which meant instead of doing one task at a time, like a CPU, it could handle thousands of calculations simultaneously. Think of it as hiring an entire team to chop vegetables while the chef focuses on cooking. Suddenly, graphics rendering, those complex visuals in games and simulations, became way faster and smoother. This was a game changer for PC gaming. Titles that once looked clunky and ran at a snail's pace suddenly came alive with vivid details and buttery smooth motion. Gamers were hooked. But the GPU wasn't just about gaming. Scientists and engineers realized they could use this tech for simulations and calculations that had nothing to do with graphics. Weather modeling, medical imaging, even designing airplanes, it all got a boost. With the GeForce 256, Nvidia didn't just improve computers, they redefined what they could do. It was like opening a door to a whole new world of possibilities. This one product put Nvidia on the map as the leader in high-performance computing. Pivot to artificial intelligence. Let me tell you about 2006, the year Nvidia took a leap that changed everything. They introduced something called CUDA, Compute Unified Device Architecture. Sounds fancy, right? Well, it kind of was. CUDA wasn't hardware. It was software that gave developers the power to use Nvidia GPUs for more than just rendering beautiful game graphics. Suddenly, these GPUs could handle calculations for AI, machine learning, and scientific research. Here's why this was huge. Before CUDA, CPUs were doing most of the heavy computational lifting. But compared to GPUs, CPUs are like, well, a single-lane highway. GPUs, on the other hand, are like a massive expressway with thousands of lanes, built for speed and efficiency. CUDA unlocked all those lanes, making Nvidia GPUs an unstoppable force in computation. Fast forward to today, and CUDA has made Nvidia the go-to player for AI. Their GPUs power some of the most advanced AI models on the planet. OpenAI? Yep, they rely on Nvidia. Tesla's self-driving car algorithms? You guessed it, Nvidia GPUs are behind the wheel. Even Amazon Web Services, which runs about 30% of the cloud-based internet, uses Nvidia hardware to handle its AI operations. And here's a mind-blowing stat. Over 90% of AI research runs on Nvidia GPUs. Whether it's training language models like ChatGPT, building smarter recommendation engines for Netflix, or simulating protein structures to fight diseases, Nvidia is everywhere. Their foresight with CUDA didn't just make them a part of the AI revolution, it put them in the driver's seat. What started as a gaming company is now powering the future of AI, proving that sometimes the best strategy is to bet big on the unknown. The AI boom and industry domination. By 2023, artificial intelligence wasn't just trending, it was exploding. And at the heart of this AI revolution, Nvidia. Their H100 GPUs were the secret sauce behind it all. These chips weren't your average processors. They were built specifically for AI. Training massive language models like ChatGPT or creating lifelike images and videos required incredible computational power. The H100 delivered it, setting the gold standard for AI infrastructure. Tech giants and scrappy startups alike scrambled to get their hands on Nvidia's GPUs. Companies like OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, you name it, were in line. Even Tesla leaned on Nvidia tech for its autonomous driving systems. Nvidia wasn't just selling GPUs anymore, they became the arms dealer in an AI arms race. This demand skyrocketed Nvidia's value to jaw-dropping levels. By December 2024, their market cap hit $3.5 trillion, briefly making them the most valuable company in the world. Yes, more valuable than Apple, Microsoft, or even Alphabet. To put that in perspective, they could have bought Pokemon 36 times over and still had spare change. Nvidia's dominance wasn't just about hardware. Their partnerships with cloud service providers like Amazon Web Services and AI startups ensured they had their fingers in every part of the pie. They weren't just a part of the AI industry, they were the industry. From generating realistic AI avatars to running complex medical research, their tech became indispensable. Visionary leadership and strategic moves. It's impossible to talk about Nvidia's success without mentioning its driving force, Jensen Huang. This guy isn't just a CEO, he's a visionary in every sense. From the very start, Huang's ability to anticipate trends put Nvidia ahead of the curve. While others hesitated, he bet big on AI, gaming, and parallel computing, long before they were the hot topics they are now. His bold decisions didn't just shape the company, they reshaped the entire tech industry. One of Huang's most genius moves came in 2023, with Nvidia's 10-to-1 stock splits. By lowering the cost of individual shares, he made Nvidia more accessible to everyday investors. And let's just say, the timing couldn't have been better. The AI boom was in full swing, and people were scrambling to invest. That decision helped push Nvidia's value into the stratosphere, hitting a mind-blowing $3.5 trillion by the end of 2024. But Huang isn't just about flashy numbers. He's tackling real challenges too. Take AI's energy demands. People worry that training massive AI models could eventually require more power than entire countries. Huang's response? More efficient chips and innovative solutions, ensuring Nvidia remains a step ahead while addressing sustainability concerns. Under Huang's leadership, Nvidia didn't just stop at hardware. They expanded into enterprise solutions, cloud partnerships, and even autonomous vehicles. It's this constant evolution that keeps competitors like AMD and Intel on their toes. Nvidia isn't following trends, they're setting them. This kind of visionary leadership is rare, and it's the reason why Nvidia isn't just a tech company, it's the tech company of the future. So, if you enjoyed this deep dive into their strategy, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got even more exciting stories coming your way. Trust me, you don't want to miss them.